Drew, you in danger, girl. I do not like Ralph. Hey my people, welcome back. So I'm gonna be doing a review of Housewives of Atlanta episode 4. I know I didn't do 1, 2, 3, but you can find those reviews on YouTube. So we're just gonna jump in with episode 4. So the episode starts with Cynthia and her sister Mal going to yoga, and they meet Kenya there. And this scene had me cracking up because you could tell they were you could tell Cynthia and Kenya ain't never did yoga before, because they were like complaining about the poses, and only Mal was trying to like listen to the guy and get everything down pat. So that was funny. But yoga be looking easy, but that joint is hard, okay? So they're at yoga, and then to take a break, and then Mal starts to tell Kenya about what happened at the wedding venue when she, Cynthia, and Mike went to check out the venue, and how Cynthia has been acting like a bridezilla, you know, because she wants to have this big wedding, and because of COVID, it might not be possible to do it on the 10/20. So Mike is kind of feeling like, am I not enough? Like, I should be enough that no matter what, we should still be getting married on that date, even if you can have your huge wedding. And so Cynthia starts getting upset, like, no, that's not it, that's not it. I don't care about the wedding. I don't care about my wedding being on the show. But girl, that's what it is, because we all know her last wedding to Peter, it was a shit show, okay? So from there, Kenya actually gave her some really good advice. Kenya was like, no, you should really just care about marrying Mike, because, you know, that's what it should be about. So you shouldn't make him feel bad and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Cynthia seems to get the point. And then we jump to Kenya and Candy meeting up for lunch. And Kenya goes into what happened at the yoga session with Cynthia and Mal, and tells Candy that, yeah, Cynthia's Mike been having problems. And Candy's just like, what? So then Kenya decides that she wants to throw Cynthia an engagement party because of how shitty of a friend she's been. You know how she almost ruined Cynthia's engagement last season. So she's like, yeah, I'm thinking of throwing her a party, but I want you, Candy, to host it. And Candy's like, why I gotta host it? And Kenya was like, oh yeah, because, you know, they'll show up on time if you're the one hosting it. But we all know she wants Candy to host it because none of the girls like her. So if Candy hosts it, most of the women are gonna come. For if she hosts it, they ain't gonna come because they don't like her, and for good reason too. So Candy reluctantly agrees, and she's like, I hope I don't get caught in the middle of this Kenya stuff. But she agrees to host it. And then they start talking about the rest of the ladies, and then somehow Porsha comes up in the conversation. And then Kenya starts being a little shady, like how she feels like, oh, Porsha is protesting without a mask. And she feels like Porsha is only doing like the protest and everything for the cameras. But Candy's basically like, whether she's doing it for the cameras or not, she's keeping Breonna Taylor's name like alive. So whatever. And that's why they don't like Kenya now. She always trying to throw shade on somebody. But we're going to get back to that. So we jump to Drew and Ralph, and they're like in their kitchen waiting because they're going to be starting a couples counseling. And I already told you I don't like Ralph, but yeah. So the counselor comes, and they go in the backyard, and she asks them what are their 3 goals for their relationship. So Drew goes first, and she says she wants transparency, genuine love for her son Josiah, and peace and less anger. Now, when she said genuine love for her son Josiah, I was like, wait, that's not his son? Obviously, that's not his biological son. But why isn't he showing the kid genuine love? Especially after she explains what that Ralph's been in the kid's life since he was like 3 years old or something like that. And that he's more so harder on him than he is to other kids. And you know, kids can sense stuff like that, especially when you start treating one differently from the other. That can build resentment not only for the step-parent, but for Drew as well. So I don't like it. So then they ask Ralph, and he goes, he wants what did he say he wants? He wants respect and sex minimum 3 times a week. Like with all those kids, minimum 3 times a week. So he's trying to be hunching all over that house 7 days a week, not even helping her take care of those kids. Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, so that's what he says he wants. And the counselor asks him to expand on what he means by her respecting him. And he goes, he don't want her to emasculate him like how her mom emasculated her dad. So Drew's like, I don't do that. And he's like, yeah, you do. But they then go into Ralph's past history. And he talks about how he grew up with his mom. And he had to basically be the man because his dad wasn't around. His mom wasn't very affectionate. So he eventually ended up leaving his mom to go live with his dad. And he said that his mom didn't apologize until she got evicted. And then she apologized to him. So basically, he's been fucked up since he was a child. So then Drew says she feels like she's paying for the mistakes of his mom. So she's crying and she talks about how she's trying to work on herself, but she's not really getting any like feedback from Ralph. And he's not trying to work on himself as well. And that's true. Like she can do all the work she wants on herself, but if he's not willing to do work on himself to, you know, get rid of those hurt from his mom, their relationship's not gonna go anywhere. I don't think it's going anywhere anyways, but that's none of my business. So while she's doing this, he's just sitting there like looking mad stupid with this like smirk on his face, like he's happy that she's feeling this way. And then eventually, like after the counselor like basically tells him like your wife's over there crying, like aren't you gonna console her? He like puts his arm around her, but there's no genuine like love, there's no genuine affection coming off of him. Ralph is just trash. I'm sorry. He don't give a damn about that marriage. He don't. Moving along, Cynthia's at home and she gets a call from Lauren, Porsha's sister. And Lauren tells her that she's throwing this surprise party for Porsha, more like a thank you party with all the work Porsha has been doing for, you know, the black community and all that stuff. So we then see her call Candy as well, and Candy's like I think having lunch with Marlo and LaToya. And then Candy's like, Marlo's here. Of course, Marlo gets invited, and then Candy asks if she could bring LaToya. And then Lauren's like, yeah, sure. And that's kind of awkward. Like, how is someone gonna call you to invite you to their event? I don't think at this point Porsha knows LaToya, so why would you ask to bring a +1 to someone's event? But that's just me. I would have said no, but whatever. It ain't my party, girl. So then we go back to Cynthia, and she's asking Lauren if Kenya was invited, and Lauren's like, yeah, no, I'm a little apprehensive because we all know Porsha and Kenya, their relationship is kind of like up and down. And Kenya, she's known for causing trouble at people's events. So she's like, I really don't want to invite her, but then Cynthia's like, she'll be good. So Cynthia calls Kenya, and they decide they're going to go to the party together. Next, we see Drew and Ralph. They're getting ready. It seems like they're packing up to go somewhere, and then we later find out that Ralph's father had a heart attack and he passed away in North Carolina. So they're on their way there. And then in this scene, I guess this was supposed to be Ralph's vulnerable scene where he's telling her how tomorrow's not promised and he has to learn how to love her for her. And literally as he's talking, all I was hearing was blah, blah, blah. Like, there is no genuineness in this man. Like, I just don't see it. I don't know if it stemmed from last episode where he pulled the disappearing act for 3 days. From then, I just did not like him. I just don't see it for him. But all right, Ralph. I mean, my condolences. We're back at Porsha's house. Tanya came to pick her up, and I'm assuming it's like she's the decoy for getting Porsha out of the house so they could set up for the party. They meet up with Marlo at like a juice bar place, and Marlo asks Porsha how she and Dennis, and Porsha says, oh, you know, they're just co-parenting and they're not together. And then Marlo's like, oh, this week, like saying they're gonna get back together. And she's like, no, we're just co-parenting. And then she likes to be known that Dennis is like buying her a Chanel purse a day. And I'm like, well, yes, Dennis, keep the purse coming. Shoot, why not? So then we see Kenya. She's getting ready for the party. And she gets a call from Cynthia. And Cynthia basically tells her that, girl, I know you're getting ready and everything, but they said you can come. And she gets real upset. She's like, somebody better be paying for my hair and my makeup. Like, girl, that hair look dry anyways. But moving along. So yeah, so she's not invited. So then Kenya calls Candy to tell her that, you know, she's not invited to the party, so that Candy should let the other ladies know about the surprise party that she's planning to throw for Cynthia next week. Yeah, and then she kind of goes on to like shade Porsha a little bit too. And I'm just like, see, this is why you wasn't invited now, because they don't want no negative energy over there. Next up, we see the party is being set up. Cynthia arrives with a fake gift from Kenya in store for Porsha's daughter. Then Candy come, and I actually liked Candy, not her outfit, but I loved her hair. She had her hair in like these two puffs, and it was just so cute with the little swoops. I really liked that. And then we see Fallon again, and we see another new girl, Joy, comes as well. And then we learned that Fallon's husband has 5 kids, and she has 3. And so that's 8 kids that they have in total. And then Latoya, her shady behind, asks how old Simon is. And Fallon says he's 56. She then goes to say, I knew it. And then Cynthia's like, why did you assume that? And then Latoya responds, because she looks like she dates older men with money. And then proceeds to laugh. And I'm like, this girl is worse than Kenya. And then Fallon's like, first of all, that's the first older guy I've been with. And then she talks about her previous marriage for a little bit. And then Latoya asks, oh, was that to an older man as well? So then Candy's like, girl, she just said that her husband, her current husband, is the first older guy she's dated. Get over it. Like, don't be trying to shade Fallon because she got a godpa, you know? That's how we Liberians say it, you know, when someone's your sponsor, they're your godpa. She's being a hater. I don't like Toya. So then Kenya in her confessionals like, Toya is Kenya on steroids, and I agree. She's doing a little bit too much for me though, but. So then Marlo shows up with the fashions, but then she has this weird hat on that I'm not quite understanding, but it's Marlo, child. So Porsha and Tanya arrives, and Porsha is super excited and she's surprised. And so all the ladies are out front, and they have like pictures of like Porsha with her grandfather and some other cute little pictures of her just like lined up, and it's really nice, and she's really happy. So that was a nice moment. So Porsha's like, she's gonna go change, and the ladies go back into the backyard. And then we learned that the new girl, Joy, Fallon, and Toya are all in their early 30s. So Candy makes a joke like, I could have babysat y'all. And then Cynthia's like, shit, I probably could have conceived you guys, you know? And then Candy proceeds to shake Kenya like, if I'm feeling old with these 30-something girls, I know she's feeling real ancient. But yeah, so Porsha comes back out the house looking super fabulous. I think it was a Gucci outfit, but it was really nice. So she comes out with her mom, Miss Diane, and her daughter, Pilar. Cynthia gives Porsha the gift that Kenya sent, and she lets it be known that Kenya really wanted to come, but her Lauren did invite her. And Porsha's just like, child, I ain't thinking about Kenya. Like, I don't care about Kenya. And then production rolls like the footage of like Kenya and Porsha like up and down relationship. And at this point, it's just like, y'all can be cordial around each other. Y'all gotta be friends. So Candy then invites the ladies to the all-white event. And everyone's like, what's the event for? And she's basically like, if you want to know, you got to come and find out. You'll see when you get there, basically. So then Porsha Luther King. I find that name really funny, by the way. She gives this nice speech, you know, thanking everybody. And it's just very emotional. And I'm so proud of Porsha, like coming from not even knowing about the Underground Railroad to now being, you know, out in the streets protesting. Whether it is for the cameras or not, I can say, because, I mean, Kenya's not out there protesting. She's not doing anything. So for her to sit there and judge Porsha, whether she's doing it for show or not, she's still out there doing it. So I'm super proud of her. And that was basically the episode. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back next week for episode number 5. Bye.